At this point, there is no doubt that Nigeria deserves a regional balance that will produce a president of Igbo extraction. Time after time, we have all engaged in roundtable discussions reflecting on our legacies about a truly united nation that will have every region satisfied with the outcomes of every step we take. The Igbos have always complained bitterly about being marginalized and shoved aside in Nigeria's political discourse in recent times. Many of our Igbo people do not even believe in one Nigeria, as they would rather prefer to pull out to form the land of the rising sun. While the pain of every Igbo can only be imagined, we would be inhumane to feign ignorance of the sorrow and anguish the Igbos went through during the Civil War, one that made them lose everything but their phoenix spirits. The consequences of the war will always resonate in every topic of national importance, except we want to be unnecessarily blind to the impacts. Truly, the casualties of war were shared by both sides. The Igbos had more than enough to go through. Theirs was close to a genocide. At least that is what Igbos call it. Reminiscing about the war we always send shivers down to spine of every Igbo man or woman who survived the days of hunger and ruins. We cannot turn a blind eye to the reality of the moment. Every single Igbo man right now wants an Igbo president in 2023 as not as vice president but president. That the Igbos deserve it as understatement. That the Igbo deserve it, it is an understatement. For many years after democracy, power has consistently shifted from the north to the southwest. The East has been outrightly neglected, and as much as Igbos try to thrive, prospering in every facet of life, the feeling of being casted out sits at the back of our minds. What should the Igbo really do? Firstly, Igbos need to understand needs to understand that wanting to succeed and wanting a seat of presidency are two different things. The former cannot be granted in this climb, but the latter can be worked out if they follow strategic plans. Straight up actions need to be taken, and such must be followed with utmost support from Igbos in Nigeria and diaspora. One question Igbo needs to answer is if they have a substantial candidate they will give their unflinching support. First, trash the victim talk. This may sound insensitive, but it needs to be done. Surely you can't beat a child and ask him not to cry, but when such continues to block the child's abilities to thrive, it becomes a problem. The civil war always comes to play in every matter that concerns the Igbo, and obviously we cannot shove it off completely. However, we need to move fast beyond the Biafra war. They have shown over the years that the war could not stop their shine. From the dust Igbo built their cities, the ruins caused by the Igbo has not stopped Igbos from building huge businesses that have continued to be the motivation for other regions who did not have to go through the chaos Igbo went through. If the Igbos could rise from the ashes without letting the victim mentality play a role in their development, they should direct that same energy to their political ambition as a region. We want presidency not because we were put through genocide many years ago. We want presidency because we deserve it and we have the capacity to move Nigeria forward. Should be on the verge and lips of Ndi Igbos. Secondly, from a strong alliance with the Southwest. For a long time, the best relationship in Nigeria's political circles has been between the Igbos and Yorubas. Not to disrespect the North, but the other regions to have cohabited more peacefully for long, showing true love, cohesion, and unity when it's most needed. If the Igbos can form alliance with the most people-oriented person in the Southwest, they are surely 50% into presidency. Any true Igbo will know that Yorubas have always respected their impact on national development for a long time, and their plan to get the presidential seat would be welcome with open arms. A Peter Obi stroke Sowore ticket will give Nigeria the leap it really needs. Once an alliance is formed, they put the best man forward and things start to fall in place. Finally, the Igbos need to forge ahead and not wallow in the past. Though the war has come and gone and the realities will stay with us forever, but we cannot let it pull us down. We should strategize and demand for presidency with our full chest and reduce going through the victim lane of the Biafran struggle. Nigeria will be great again, and because we deserve that seat in 2023, our plan should cut across all necessary angles. Apart from Biafra, an Igbo man will become Nigerian president come 2023. It will be a hard journey up there, but it will all be worth it. Okay, do you think Igbos stand a chance in 2023? I don't even know what you think. Well, I believe in good governance. One thing again I really want to emphasize on this whole thing, because a lot of people have been writing differently, and what they write we bring it to the platform so that we will all have to discuss about it, share our opinions, and of course we do see things differently and from different perspective. From my own perspective, I just believe that, when you talk about those who want the presidency, the people who, I can only say that the leaders, the politicians in the South is majority of them, let me say 99% of them, they want this Igbo presidency. But the people, because when you say you have when you have a government is all about the people. And just like this thing is always being quoted, whether it's the democracy or the whatever is being defined, is for the people. And if people are not there, who are you going to be governing? Who are you going to be leading? For you to be a leader, you must have people. Without the people, you cannot lead. From my assessment, those who are politicians in the Southeast, you can bear me witness that, whether because maybe majority of them, because of the position they want, and this position we are talking about, is it for us to have? I'm always going back to that, and that is the main thing that we really need to emphasize on. Even if we are talking about presidency should be zoned to this or should be zoned to the other side, we should not forget about good governance. Now, the Southwest, the whatever, the North, that have been having opportunity to become the leader, or to have gotten the position of presidency or president, you ask me what have they brought to the table? I don't just understand. But some people are of the opinion that even if we are going to start all over again, that we'll not be doing zoning and whatever, but let Igbo people have their own. By the time they have the slot of presidency, then after then we can now all come together and say, okay, anybody can be the president, and will be by merit or whatever. And that does not take the fact that for any region to produce president, you must bring your best. The Southwest that have ruled in one way or the other, tell me what has changed in this country. The Northerners who have always been in power, tell me what have changed in the lives of their people. Is it all about the political setting for people to be given appointments, or what? How does that help the country? How does that move the country forward? And again, like I said, without the people, you cannot even lead. You can't even be called a leader. Majority of the people in the Southeast, they are talking of Biafra. They are not even interested in this presidency, because if you look at it, those who, like the analogy that I'm always making, those who have had the opportunity to become president, what has become the fate of their people? Are they living in poverty or in penury, or they are living in plenty? That is what we need to ask. The Igbos that have not had the slot of the presidency, you can see that their people are flourishing. You can see the tremendous thing they are doing. So they are not even interested, because those who are, even at present, we have the northern leader who is there now. Then how has he materialized? How has he affected their people positively in their day-to-day life? Those are the things that we need to look beyond whether Igbo presidency, in as much it is good, but we still need to look beyond that. Is it just for the Igbos to be dead so that we'll continue with this suffering that we are going through in this country, or for us to have a good governance? Because now, see, Buhari now is the president, but he's playing ethnic card. Is that what we still want for the Igbos? I'm not disputing the fact that Igbo should not get it, but we should go beyond, oh, let them just have it, let them just have it. And the majority of the people from the southwest, from the southeast, are they interested in the presidency? That is what the politicians need to go and ask. Because I've never seen a politician, any of the politicians in the southeast, coming out to say, oh, they want Biafra. I've never seen any of them coming out. Even if you have them, maybe they are not going to be more than 2% or 1%. But majority of them, they have been talking about whether they are in the PDP or they are in the APC, they are talking about one Nigeria presidency and all of that. But the real people that make up the Southeast, they are not talking about presidency. They are just talking about Biafra. Because whether presidency or no presidency, it does not affect their day-to-day lives, because they are coping, irrespective of what we are going through in the country. They are still making waves. They are still providing for themselves. They are still flourishing. So this presidency does not have anything to do with them. They don't even, in my opinion, that is what I've noticed. Maybe you have noticed something different. You can let us know in the comment section. But that is just my own point of view concerning this Igbo presidency or no Igbo presidency. So now, like this writer is trying to say that they have to work with the Southwest, they have to form alliance with the Southwest. It's a different ball game entirely. Let us hear your opinion concerning this. Thank you.